Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, today, a different angle here. What I need to do today is start working on the security setup for the property line here. And one of the challenges I have is I have an outbuilding that it has a power out there, but the wireless, I can't run underground cables. There's a few different options I have for getting internet out there. Now, one thing is I could do like a 5G broadcast system, which go pretty far and get gigabit speeds. And I have one such device over here. I haven't played around with it yet. The second thing I can try is just doing a good outdoor rated router, and that should give me enough wireless to get cameras out there. I gotta go about 150 feet though, so that may or may not be a good solution. Also, I don't want other people to be tempted to piggyback off of stuff. So I did want to test out this Powerline system, which I hear all sorts of weird things. This one is the Netgear version, which people have said is the best Powerline system. I think it's black magic voodoo. How in the world is this going to work? But we're going to go ahead and give it a try because I picked this guy up and I still have another week to return it if it doesn't work. But it's a solution that doesn't require broadcasting 5G technology all over the property, which I don't really want to do. And it doesn't involve putting a wireless router out there where neighbors could try and hack their way in, although I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who knows what a functioning computer is around here, but we'll kind of see. All right, so I picked this guy up. This is a little over $100. Obviously, I bought it with my own money. We don't do any sponsorships. And also, like I said, if it doesn't work, it's going back to the store just because I don't really need something like this around unless it works. Now, if it works, great. So open this box up and inside we have a quick start guide, which I've actually found the quick start guide does not actually quick start it if you haven't researched how these work to start with. And we do, of course, have a quick start guide in another language. Wonderful. They do give us two cables. They are Cat 5e, and I don't know, from here they look to be maybe 2 or 3 feet long. Didn't actually open them up, but there's 2 of those. And then there are 2 of these receivers, which of course you need a minimum of 2 of these to work. Now you can put up to 16 of these on the same network. And so if these work and they work well, I could easily pick up maybe another pair of these and put internet in a couple of other different odd places. So these will take an entire power outlet and then it just gives you another power outlet to go back out as well. Now, the part that it doesn't tell you is how to first get it hooked up. You effectively need to start by putting one end of your Ethernet out of, your network switch, your router, into one of these, and then this will kind of behave like a switch that pairs itself off to its partner across the house. And in theory, these have pretty good range, up to 100 to 200 feet. So it might very well work. And I'm just going to go ahead and test it. Now for the internet speed, I'm going to use my old Graphene OS phone. This is my Pixel 5a. Obviously, it doesn't have a SIM card in it anymore. I've disconnected it from the internet. And then I am using I'm using an adapter here, which is going to be an Ethernet line, and that goes to USB-A, of course. Then we do a USB-A to B. I feel like I'm running a Mac over here, all right? But this will allow me to plug it in, and if you guys didn't know this, this is kind of neat. Android phones, you can actually plug into your port on the bottom, and you can run them connected Ethernet. So that's actually what we're going to be doing. Now I'm going to be using LibreSpeed because this is an open source and FOSS-based channel. The LibreSpeed is not getting the same results as I do at other places. Like I use speed.is on my my tablet-based phone. I use that as I travel the country to see what is the internet look like where I'm connecting it to. But there's something about that that will work on Lineage, but will not work on Graphene OS. I'm like, why is that not working? So I tested it on my current phone, which is the 7A. Neither one of those speed.is works. Curious. That means there's probably something nefarious going on behind the scenes, so I should stop using it. I did check the, is it the Ookla, whatever, the speed test one. That actually gives me the best overall results, but it keeps on trying to redirect me to the Google Play Store to download the stupid app. I don't want your stupid app. If I want your stupid app, I'd already have it installed and I would be doing it. So I don't want to deal with that. We're going to be doing LibreSpeed because, hey, it's a free and open source speed checker without a bunch of other nonsense going on all over the place, like, you know, redirecting me to your page to download your crappy app, you know. And so we're going to be using that because, well, it's not giving me as good of speeds. It is actually giving me decent enough speeds that I can run the security systems that I need to run. So if I go ahead and just plug this guy on into the Graphene OS device, I have LibreSpeed here, and the numbers it told me is 53.4 down and 45.8 up. Now, the other thing that I'm going to say as we launch into this endeavor is that I did some research in these Powerline systems, and obviously they work the best if they're on the same circuit, but if you can't put them on the same circuit, you should put them on the same phase. So in a circuit box, the fuse box you have in your house, you'll have basically every other line as an alternating phase. The unfortunate thing is all of the available outlets near the office are all on the same phase, and that's on the alternate phase and the only power source out there. So, oh well, we're gonna have to go ahead and see. As long as I can get at least 30% of the internet out there than up here, I don't need full gigabit speeds out there. I just need enough to run the security that I need to run. And if I can do it in an encrypted way that is going to pass stuff back to my main network that I can be alerted of my security stuff, then that's all I need. So we'll go ahead and get this started on the setup. All right, so we've plugged this guy into the wall outlet down here, and then the part that the quick side guide does not tell you, curiously, is to get internet to it, you basically just are going to plug this into one of your two outlets on the bottom. And then we have a power outlet here, we have an Ethernet line over here. And then the last one here, that is called the pick a plug LED. So what this one's going to do is this is going to detect your other outlets, and it's going to allow you to choose how to get them all connected. So before we do that, I'm actually just going to start by plugging my first cable back down here, just as a quick test. And then we're going to plug this guy into the test phone, and we're going to see how much network we get just right off of the same outlet, which in theory it should be about the same. It does tell me we have internet up here. Okay, it's auto-selecting Chicago. I'm going to go down to New York, which is closer to where my location is. Let's hit start. You can see just going, like we're just right off of the same system. It's only at 16.5. Now the up is about the same as it was, but the down's really low. I don't know why that down is so low. I don't know, maybe they just gave me crappy cables, who knows. So the blue cable down here is the exact same one we tested it on before. Let's hit a restart. There you go. I don't know, maybe it was doing some crazy thing, connecting to some crazy server somewhere, uploading a bunch of data, who knows. Okay, so there we go. For whatever reason, it wasn't running quite as well the first time. Now, just give it a minute, and now it seems to be set. All right, so now the next step what we're going to do is we're going to take my connection here. I'm going to find any other outlet here, and we're going to plug the other one into the outlet, and then we should get something on these lines down here to indicate which plugs are going to be working. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, so this outlet is on the same circuit as the other devices plugged in. You'll see that I have my green light indicating power. This second light there is green, which means this should be maximum speed rated. So let's go ahead and plug our device in, and then that should see that internet line pop on. Okay, internet line just popped on. Let me give my phone here a moment to find network. It says we have network, and let's go ahead and give it a restart. So you'll see here, we did drop a little bit. We're down to 37, down from like 45 or 55, but still perfectly enough data here to run our system. So now we're going to go ahead and take this guy and put it on a plug on a different circuit. Okay, completely different circuit here. I don't know if this is on phase or off phase. We're going to go ahead and hit, go ahead and hit my restart. It just shut off right about the time I was about to push that button. So now you'll see it's still pushing. It's still pushing enough for my purposes here. But it is down. You'll see that it is down quite a bit, but that is still enough to run what I need it to run. Now the true test is going to be, we're going to take this guy out over 100 feet away and see if it functions. That'll be our true test. Okay, so we are quite a bit away. We are outside the house, 150 feet away, inside the outside structure, plugged in, on phase circuit. You'll see all lights are still amber, and so that means, according to our documentation, it should actually still provide a decent network from here. So let's go ahead and give this guy another test. Looks like we have about 50% degradation here, but still definitely enough. Well, the download's definitely enough, and the upload definitely still enough. So it looks like this system here is going to be perfectly sufficient for me to run everything I need to run in my network. This actually looks like it's going to be a decent solution. Now, we're not ready to go yet. On the bottom here, there's some buttons. I'm going to go ahead and unplug this and show you those buttons right now. Down over here, there is a button right here. This is your security and your factory reset button. You want these things to be secured. If they're not secured, somebody else could buy one of these devices and come into any outside outlet I have on my house, plug one of these guys in, and gain access to my network. To prevent that, you want to secure your devices. So you're going to do that by, once this is plugged in, you're going to hold this button for 2 seconds, and then within 2 minutes, you have to hit the button on the other one for 2 seconds, and that will create a secure link that now the only other way to get more of these onto the network is to come in and repeat that process, and once again hit those for another 2 seconds while hitting all of the other ones in sequence. That way somebody cannot gain access to your network without being able to access all of your devices at once. Now, there are some other challenges to these devices. In theory, the power company could tap into this kind of stuff. I can't get that plug in there. There it is. So in theory, the power company could tap into these, but am I worried about that as much? I don't know yet. We're going to start by figuring out what our solid solution is going to be. And then I might do something like run it on a subnet. I might run it on a completely different, who knows? I'm not ultimately concerned, being is that all that I plan on being on this network is just security. And so there's not going to be any access to any specific files I need or anything like that. But I don't know. I'm actually surprised this functions. This is like black magic to me. So I'm gonna be like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm actually surprised. So let me know your thoughts about this device. And did you expect this to work? Have you used these in your past? Let me know your thoughts about all that in the comments down below.